This came out of nowhere, or at least they hit it pretty well. I mean, most everybody up until Wednesday was of the opinion it was going to be J.J. Redick from ESPN, no coaching experience. Redick's making all these calls to people about, would you join my staff if I do this? And it looked like he had some guys committed to come on board if he got hired. And of course, Sam Cassell's had interviewed twice, but his name has just kind of gone into the shadows. I was told by an NBA guy that Mike Krzyzewski, and we talked about this about 2 weeks ago, Coach K is acting as a consultant for Jeannie Buss. And I think he has spoken glowingly about Redick. I believe he likes Sam Cassell based on where Sam has been as a player, what he's done as an assistant coach. But he has a relationship with Hurley that goes back a ways. And either he made the contact himself or the Lakers asked him to make the contact. And this thing happened real quick. Evidently, there's been one call already, and I assume it's a Zoom call. I'm led to believe there's a face-to-face meeting. If it's not on Friday, then it might be Saturday and Sunday. I was told the offer is going to be north of $10 million per year if he wants to leave. Hurley had just gotten a contract extension weeks after UConn won the NCAA tournament again, and I thought he was going to be a lifer. But other people have kind of intimated to me that this whole NIL thing, it just wears out the great coaches because they're dealing with guys that are getting tampered with. They're trying to recruit guys who are committing, then decommitting. All of us it becomes a payday. It's not just going to UConn to get an education and be coached by this great head coach and a culture of winning. All of a sudden, there's all these other things on the outside of the circle, and coaches wake up one morning and say, I don't want to do this anymore this way. That might be what's happening there, because I thought he was committed as a lifer to stay in Storrs, Connecticut. But, I mean, his record's phenomenal, 151 and 148. I'm sorry, 151 and 48 in 6 years.
Wow.
And he's got all his NCAA titles. And now he's loaded the thing again with transfers and kids who've come back in who are going to the draft and decided, no, I'm coming back to UConn. So I'm a little surprised. But at the end of the day, when somebody offers you $10 million to start to be the coach of the Lakers, and I was told that the reason that the Lakers are drawn to him, and this has to do a lot with Krzyzewski, is this guy is an elite teacher. This guy coaches defense the way defense used to be played. And this guy has just enormous academic acumen in terms of basketball intelligence in the game. And if you watch the way UConn plays, that's a byproduct of who he is, what he teaches, and how the players respond. And evidently, King James has signed off on this.
Really?
LeBron, like about 12 noon on Thursday, just before we came out in the air, went on Twitter, said, damn good coach. So maybe this is going to happen, and this happened real quickly. But I'm led to believe that Coach K, based on his relationship with Hurley and the Hurley family, may have made the call on his own and come back to Jeannie Buss and said, I think I'm getting positive vibes from this guy in Storrs, Connecticut. And they said, wow. If they got him, yeah, I'd sign off on that document too, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were looking at Sam Cassell and J.J. Redick, and we're like, this isn't quite right. I mean, Cassell would be good, but he wasn't going to get you excited. Getting Dan Hurley. I mean, this guy's the real deal. I'm surprised we didn't think of this like over the last couple of months.
But he had signed an extension. I mean, he pledged an allegiance in UConn 2 weeks after they won the title again, as if this is who I am and this is where I'm going to stay for my family. And all of a sudden, Coach K's on the phone.
Well, yeah. Well, show me the money, man. You got $10 million a year. You're going to take that gig. And I think it's great for the Lakers. Do you think his shtick, he's a great teacher, but he's like Mr. Hyperactive, control freak and, always in people's faces. Is that going to work? Was that going to rub pro players the wrong way?
It's a good question, but I think the intangible is you got AD and you got LeBron and you got the rest of the roster that needs to be grown. And what's on his resume? Ability to teach young players.
Okay.
Hachimura, Austin Reeves,
okay,
whatever else is still going to be left on that roster to play a system that plays defense, which, by the way, they haven't played very much of in recent years. So,
wow, sounds good.
Coach K, holy cow, what a consultant he turns out to be. I think he was the one that made the contact,
Yeah.
maybe on his own, out of friendship. And then, wow.
Well, I mean, imagine, just for the sake of the fun discussion, imagine if they hired Bobby Hurley. I mean, that would have been a real disappointment.
Mhm.
But Dan Hurley, I mean, LA fans have got to be excited about the possibility.
Read the resume.
Yeah.
Period,
Exactly.
exclamation point.
Exactly.
Here we go. We go from that